Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another exciting episode of our podcast. I'm Jake, and joining me today is my wonderful co host, Emma. How are you doing today, Emma?
Hey, Jake. I'm doing great. Thanks. And hello to all of our listeners out there. Today's episode is going to be really fun because we're talking about something that we all do every day, cooking.
Yes, cooking is such an essential part of our lives, but it's also an art, a way to express creativity, and even a way to bring people together. So, Emma, are you a big fan of cooking?
I really am. I love trying new recipes and experimenting with different ingredients. It's like a little adventure in the kitchen every time. How about you, Jake? Do you enjoy cooking?
I do, but I'll admit, I'm not as skilled as you are. I stick to the basics most of the time: pasta, stir fry, that kind of thing. But there's something really satisfying about making your own meal, don't you think?
Definitely. Even if it's something simple, there's just something special about cooking for yourself or others. And it doesn't have to be complicated to be delicious. Sometimes, the simplest dishes are the best.
Absolutely. I think a lot of people feel like cooking has to be difficult or time consuming, but it really doesn't. You can make a great meal with just a few ingredients and a little bit of time. What's your go to dish when you want something quick but tasty?
I'd say my go-to is probably a stir fry. It's super easy. You can throw in whatever vegetables and proteins you have, and it's always delicious. Plus, it's healthy, which is a nice bonus.
Stir fry is a great choice. I love how versatile it is. You can switch up the veggies, add different sauces, and it still turns out great every time. For me, it's pasta. It's quick, easy, and you can add anything to it: meat, veggies, cheese. It's hard to mess up.
Pasta is a classic, and you're right. It's so flexible. You can make it creamy, cheesy, spicy, or light, depending on what you're in the mood for. Plus, it's perfect for leftovers.
Exactly. And speaking of experimenting in the kitchen, have you ever tried cooking something that seemed really difficult at first, but then it turned out to be easier than you thought?
Yes, I remember the first time I tried baking bread. I was so nervous because I thought it would be really complicated, but it turned out to be a lot of fun, and the smell of freshly baked bread is just amazing. Have you ever tried making something that pushed your cooking limits?
Actually, I tried making homemade pizza a few weeks ago. I thought it would be a disaster, but it ended up being really good. Making the dough was easier than I expected, and now I'm hooked. It's way better than ordering takeout.
Homemade pizza is the best. You can customize it however you like, and it always feels more satisfying because you made it yourself. Plus, it's a fun activity if you're cooking with friends or family.
Exactly. Cooking can be a really social thing. Whether you're making pizza with friends or preparing a big meal for family, it's a great way to connect with people. Food just brings everyone together.
That's so true. Food has this amazing ability to create memories. Whether it's a holiday dinner, a weekend brunch, or even just a simple meal at home, cooking and sharing food is something that brings us closer.
Yeah, I've definitely found that food is one of those universal things. No matter where you're from, people love to cook, eat, and talk about food. It's a big part of every culture.
Exactly. And it's amazing how every culture has its own unique dishes and cooking techniques. I love trying foods from different places. Have you ever tried cooking a dish from a different culture?
I've tried making a few things. One time, I made a curry, and it turned out pretty well. It was a bit spicier than I expected, but it was fun to try something new. What about you?
Oh, I love trying recipes from other countries. I recently made a Mexican dish called enchiladas. They were a bit more work than I'm used to, but they were totally worth it. I love how cooking allows you to explore different flavors from around the world, even if you're just at home.
That's so cool. Cooking really can be like traveling without leaving your kitchen. You get to taste flavors from all over the world. And speaking of exploring, do you like trying out new kitchen gadgets and tools? There are so many out there now.
Yes, I'm a bit of a gadget fan. Actually, I just got an air fryer, and it's been a game changer. You can make crispy food without using much oil. And it's so fast. What about you? Any favorite kitchen tools?
I have to say, I love my slow cooker. You can just throw everything in, set it, and a few hours later, you have a perfect meal. It's great for busy days when you don't have a lot of time to cook.
Slow cookers are fantastic. It's like magic. Dinner is ready when you are. And I love how tender and flavorful the food turns out. It's perfect for soups, stews, and even desserts.
Yeah, it's perfect for those hearty, comforting meals. And speaking of comfort food, do you have a favorite dish that you always turn to when you want something comforting?
I think it would have to be a nice, creamy pasta. It's warm, filling, and always makes me feel better after a long day. What's your go-to comfort food, Jake?
For me, it's probably a big bowl of soup, especially in the winter. There's just something about homemade soup that's so cozy and satisfying.
I agree. Soup is one of those foods that warms you up from the inside out. It's simple but so comforting, and it's another dish where you can use whatever you have in the fridge and it'll still taste amazing.
That's one of the best things about cooking, it doesn't have to be complicated. You can use simple ingredients and still create something delicious. Plus, cooking for yourself is so rewarding.
Exactly. Whether you're making a quick snack or a big meal, cooking is such a great way to take care of yourself and enjoy something you've made with your own hands.
And speaking of enjoying, we'd love to know what you, our listeners, like to cook. What's your favorite dish to make? Let us know in the comments.
Yes, and if you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to like and subscribe for more fun conversations. We'd also love to hear your suggestions for future topics. Let us know what you'd like us to talk about next.
Thanks for listening, everyone. We'll see you in the next episode. Happy cooking!
Bye for now.